They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And that can be true. But if you have no story to go along with your picture, then it's 1,000 words of the viewers. It's their story, their experiences, what they interpret out of the picture. But if you'll take just a few moments with your pictures to make a few changes, crop the picture a little bit, add a little bit of description, then you can tell your story and tell the story of those you love. For example, here I've taken that very same picture, cropped it, enlarged it, and if it's going to be just for the screen, it's perfectly fine to enlarge it because it's not pixelated or anything like that it might be in printing. But I've enlarged it. I've added a text box. I gave it the text box a color and gave it some transparency so that you could still see a little bit of the background, but there was just enough contrast that you could read the story. You can even add a call out, a thought call out or a thought bubble to give a little bit more insight into your picture or add funny comments. Anything that you wanted to do to personalize your story that you want to share with whatever group you want to share it with. Here I'll show you a few of the things that I did to the previous slide, and then we'll go on to create a photo book, insert pictures and videos, narrate your story, and then how to upload it to YouTube. We're just scratching the surface. There's so much that you could do within PowerPoint to document your memories. For this picture, I double-click the picture, and that opens up the picture format ribbon. Click on the crop tool in the size grouping, and then you can crop it to however you want it. I wanted to leave some room over on the right so that I could put my box, but you can do it however you want it. Then I click crop, and it is cropped my picture. Now what we want to do is enlarge it so that it is the same size as a slide. There are tools that will help you do it automatically. Bright Slide is one of them. But what I'm going to do is come to the corner and make sure that I'm dragging from the corner and enlarge it just so it at least covers that slide and that the people are within the slide. You can also hold down Shift, and that will maintain while you're dragging, and that will maintain the ratio, but doing it from the corner is fine. Now we can check to see what that looks like. There we go, that's just fine. Then we go to Insert. Anytime you want to put anything into the slide, check out the Insert ribbon. We'll click on the text box and just drag that where we want it. Go to our shape format. Then in our shape fill, I'm going to go to more colors. And that's so I have the transparency option. You can pick any color you want. It just doesn't matter. I'm going to do a light gray, and then I'm going to change the transparency to maybe 39. And you can make it more transparent, less transparent, and then you type your story into this. Type your story into the text box. When you have your story all typed in there, then you can play with the text to see what color you like. That's right here, text fill. And you can play with whatever color. That doesn't show up very well. Green, of course, even if that did show up, and you just have to reduce your transparency if you really wanted that color. Once you've decided on a color, then you can change the type size. With it selected, you can see these 4 sizing dots, positions, so I know the text box is selected instead of just clicking in here. Then if it's blinking inside, you don't have the box selected. You want the whole box selected. And then if you hold down the control key and then the right bracket, and that's just 2 over from the P. What that does is it visually allows you to see how large you're making your type. Every time you press that right bracket, it's going to take your font up 1 size, which you also get if you go to the home ribbon and right here, increase font size. but I like the shortcut of Control right bracket. And then if you want a call out, you would go to Insert, Shapes, and there's all kinds of call outs. Down here under call outs, I kind of like this circle one, but this rounded squared off one, that gives you more space as well. So you draw that in, and you see this little gold dot right there? That's the tail. So you can drag that down to his mouth. You may want to move that over away from his mom and just drag that to his mouth. And then I double clicked and I can type whatever you want in the call out, and you can make that bigger, and you can go back to your shape fill and you can change it to any color that you want. Again, change your text. And the reason when I did that, again, you want to make sure that you choose the box instead of having your cursor blinking inside of the box. That will change all of the text without having to select it. Then you could animate that, click on animations and choose your animation. And if you're doing this as a slideshow that you won't be in person at showing it, then you would want to choose your technique, and then instead of click, you would want to do it automatically. This says with previous, but I might want to delay, so let them read the story and then come in here, and it doesn't, the bubble doesn't pop in until about 10 seconds after this slide has shown. Then you have a much more personalized picture with the story, that it doesn't matter when someone sees it, long after I'm gone, or if people don't know us or anything like that, they at least have some kind of story to go along with the picture when you have shared your story with the picture. There are many life events like birthday, engagement, retirement, and all kinds of other parties, weddings, funerals, or even informational kiosks for sales or nonprofit groups that can benefit from photo albums within PowerPoint. Once you have your purpose, go to the Insert ribbon, which is where you always go anytime that you want to put anything into a slide or insert it into the slide. Go to the Images group, then click on the drop-down arrow by photo album and choose New Photo Album. Click on the File/Disk button and browse to your folder with the pictures that you want to use. Select individual pictures by holding down the Control key and clicking on them. Or you can select all by clicking on any one picture and then by pressing the Control on Windows or Command on a Mac, A for Select All, and then click on Insert All, and your pictures will be listed within this photo album window. There's some editing and ordering options within the window, and it would be worth your time to explore them. There are so many options that we could choose, but today we are focusing on fast and simple. So we're just going to accept the defaults and click on Create. Know that you don't have to have the best photos to do this. You're looking for memories, not photo shoots. Each photo will be fit to the best size for the slide. You can use the previous techniques that we talked about for cropping and enlarging, adding text boxes, adding call-outs, anything, animation, anything that you want to do. You can format the background or use the design options and then add your text boxes. You can change the order of the slides in the slide sorter view. So you don't have to decide all of that up front. You have all those options. Running presentations, I changed the transitions to advance the slide after so many seconds, depending upon your content. I'm going to make this one just 2 seconds, so you don't have to wait for them. In another video, we'll talk about narrating and timing your slides. For now, go to Slideshow, Set Up Slideshow. There are many options to choose from. My most common for self-running shows include Browse by an individual window and Loop continuously until escape. A shortcut to start the show is F5 on your function keys, or you can use the tools under the slideshow or to the left of the zoom slider in the bottom right-hand corner of PowerPoint. I chose these particular pictures to show you that you don't need perfect pictures. Every person that you know or don't know has endless stories to tell. Don't wait for perfect pictures to document the ones you want to remember or to pass along to others. In another video, we'll show you how to export this PowerPoint as an MP4, upload it to YouTube or Facebook, share on any of your social media, or show at a church or any other place that you want to share this wonderful creation that you've created. Enjoy.
This week's website of the week is a twofer. We're going to cover informed delivery for the US and my mailbox for Canada. Here are the links. What is informed delivery by USPS? Digitally preview your mail and manage your packages scheduled to arrive soon. Informed delivery allows you to view grayscale images of the exterior, address side of the letter-sized mail pieces and track packages in one convenient location. The images are only provided for letter-sized mail pieces that are processed through the USPS's automated equipment. Well, my mailbox notifies you of mail headed to your registered address or community mailbox. This includes both letters and promotional mail with packages to come in a future release. By downloading the My Mailbox app, you can choose to view your incoming mail through the app, in daily email updates, or both. The USPS, or United States Postal Service, the informed delivery login looks like this. All you need once you've set up your account is your username and password, and you can sign in. Once you do, you'll see how many mail pieces you have for the last week and how many packages. So let's go to Thursday, where I had 4, and you're going to see 3 of them there. And at the bottom it says that there's a mail piece for which we do not currently have an image that is included in Thursday's mail. Here's a close-up of the 3 pieces of mail, so I have a pretty good idea what to expect. Now, in my community, we have community mailboxes. They're not at each home, so that we have to go there. So I may not go there for a couple of days because I've seen what is sitting in the mailbox. Now, when you look at packages, it will tell you not only what's expected, but what was delivered. As you can see, I had several packages. It tells me exactly what time. If a package is expected on November 9th, I can track on Monday this website and look to see when it's delivered. Once it's delivered, then I can go down to the mailbox and pick up my mail and the package. Now, notice that the one due is in transit. Let's take a look at one of those packages and the route that it took. This was an item that was already delivered, but you can see that it was delivered on November 1st. It started out October 26th. It started out in Busfield, Michigan, then went to Detroit, then to Memphis, then to Tampa, then to Sarasota, and then to Bradenton. Took quite a trip. Some other things that you can do with informed delivery. To sign up for informed delivery, step 1 is you create an account. You use your personal USPS.com account or sign up for one. Step 2, you protect your privacy and personal information by verifying your identity and address. They actually send you a letter with a code that you'll have to verify your identity. That way they know have access to that mailbox. And then you can receive notifications from any smartphone, tablet, or computer. And you can sign up for free. Here's what it's like to sign up. Not much. It asks for your address. Of course, they need that. You then verify your address. If it's not exactly the way the post office requires it, you have a choice of a couple of ways to change that. You can then continue, and then you verify the address. And then you also have to, of course, click that you've read and understand the terms and conditions. And then when you click at it, it's ready to go. So again, you create an account with your username and password. And then there are some security questions. Then you add some contact information. You can get communications from the Postal Service and their partners, and you agree for that. As a final part of this, you can get a Daily Digest email notification. You can get separate email sent to you, so your household receives a letter-sized mail that's processed through the United States Post Office. You'll get an email. Notifications are not sent on days when there's no mail to be delivered. You can specify what you want to get notifications for. Now, if you're in Canada, you have to go to the Canadian Postal website. It's not evident because it's still in beta, but to get the My Mailbox FAQ, this is the website. So what is your mailbox? In Canada, you sign up for My Mailbox today to see your mail before it arrives. When we spot new mail headed your way, we'll notify you of the sender and the number of mail pieces. Get a head start on your mail before it arrives to your registered address or community mailbox. So, how to get started using My Mailbox? Follow the steps below, and if you run into any challenges, contact them at canadapost.ca. If you already have the Canada Post app on your device and you download the My Mailbox beta app, it will replace the existing Canada Post app. Step 1, download the Test Flight app. On your iOS, and this is only available on iOS currently during beta, the download button will take you to the Test Flight page where you'll follow directions. In Step 1, Get Test Flight, you will download the Test Flight app. Then return to the Test Flight page and follow Step 2, Join the beta. Tap on the Start Testing, which will open to the Test Flight app and allow you to accept and install My Mailbox. Keep Test Flight on your device. Once you have My Mailbox set up on your phone, Test Flight will keep you in the loop as updates for the My Mailbox app become available. Remember, this is only available right now on iOS. Step 2, sign in and create your Canada Post account. The app will ask you to sign into your Canada Post account. If you don't already have one, you'll be asked to create one in a few easy steps. Step 3, find out if your mailing address is eligible. My Mailbox is growing to new areas across the country. However, it's currently only available for certain mailing addresses. Sign up for My Mailbox to find out whether your address is eligible. If it's not, you'll be added to our wait list. We will reach out when your address becomes eligible. Step 4, get consent from the other members of your household. My Mailbox sends you notifications about mail arriving at your address, whether the recipient is you or someone else in your household. As part of the registration process, Canada Post will send a notice in the mail giving everyone in the household the chance to consent to the service. Learn more through our terms and conditions. Step 5, start checking your mail through My Mailbox. Within 1 to 2 business days, you'll receive the updates on mail coming to your address. Step 6, choose how to see your mail through the app, your email inbox, or both. My Mailbox updates are available through the app as well as daily emails, so you can decide how you prefer to be notified of your incoming mail. Wonder what's in your mailbox? A sneak peek at your mail, inbox, or app, and mail that fits your routine. What types of mail are included in My Mailbox? Through My Mailbox, they'll update you with incoming mail from types of organizations and businesses that send account updates, statements, bills, checks, and contracts. We'll also notify you of mail containing promotions and special offers. Note, certain types of mail are not part of this beta, but are planned for a future release, including packages, flyers, magazines, and oversized mail. Be an active participant. Keep your account up to date. For example, if you move to a new home while you're using the beta, you can update your address at any time in the My Mailbox settings. During the My Mailbox beta, we'll be looking for ways to improve the service. We'll send you an email giving you an opportunity to complete a survey. If you're interested in sharing additional feedback over the course of the beta, we want to hear from you. Again, here are the links. And that's it.
Good day. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. The topic I want to talk today about is, are digital picture frames redundant? I've had a long experience with digital picture frames. Picture frames have been around for many years, probably about 30 years. I don't want to tell you how much money I've spent on digital picture frames, but it's a lot of money over the years. I always thought from the outset that digital picture frames were a pretty good idea. You know, since we're doing digital pictures, we should just be able to display them as on a picture frame. That made a lot of sense. So then came my buying spree in the early days of digital picture frames. Now, over the years, there were a few things that created problems. The first, I always thought that the digital picture frames were more expensive than they should be. I always thought that for what you got, it was just a little more money than it should be. The second thing that I found was that they just didn't work that well. You know, I got the picture frame. I would have a USB key with my pictures on. I'd plug it in and it should just run. But you know, in the early days, it didn't work that way. Oftentimes it would run, sometimes it didn't run at all. Sometimes it would run the pictures through maybe twice and then lock up. And then when you read the manual, it said, well, you can only have so many pictures and they have to be a certain size. And sometimes it never read the memory stick that you put in. It was always a problem. And then there was the software. They all had a proprietary software that was just weird. And it took, you know, you had to read this instruction manual, you had to try and figure it out. It was never intuitive, and it was just a big problem. And lastly, it just didn't think that the quality, particularly of the screen, was as good as there was on my computer, or this is long before we had LCD screens on computers like we do today, but it never felt really that things were as good as they should be with these digital picture frames. So you know what I did? I stopped buying digital picture frames for many years. But you know what happened? About 4 years ago, I was in Mesa. Oh, you probably understand about my addiction to Amazon Prime and deal of the day. Well, I'd swore off on digital picture frames, and about 4 years ago, deal of the day on a picture frame, a 7-inch picture frame from a company called Nixplay, Nixplay. I had a weaker moment and bought the frame. I think it was a 7-inch frame, and it was around $70 or $80 on sale. So I bought the frame, and it worked perfectly. It's exactly as it should have. It looked nice. It had a nice screen. I plugged the USB key in. It worked fine, and everything was good. So I thought, well, that's cool. So then the year down in Mesa started to close up, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to look into the company called Nixplay, Nixplay, and I looked into them, and they actually had a lot of different picture frames, and they had a 10-inch frame, which was wireless and connected to the web. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So I think it was around $180 to $200. So I ordered it, and I had it delivered and brought it back to Canada. And that was 4 years ago, and set it up on our kitchen counter. So let me explain what exactly this picture frame did. So I set it up on our kitchen counter. And the first thing, it's about a 10-inch frame. It accepts a USB key, so you can plug a USB key in and it plays your pictures, which you would expect it to do. But also this frame connects to your Wi-Fi, which is sort of cool. But why would you want it connected to your Wi-Fi? Well, when you buy a picture frame, you get some cloud storage and you get a �NixPlay account. That's sort of cool. So you can transfer your pictures into your �NixPlay account, and you can have them, you could take them from Google Photos, move them over into your �NixPlay account, and then have them actually automatically download onto the onto your digital picture frame in our kitchen. So that's sort of cool. So you actually don't need the USB stick with your pictures on. They will just automatically go Wi-Fi from the cloud down to the picture frame. That's sort of cool. So that was how we started using it. But then there's a second part to this, and that is there's an app on your phone for iOS and Android called, in its �NixPlay. So you can have the app on your phone, and as you take the pictures, they will upload to your �NixPlay account. So it goes up to the cloud, and then it's going to come back down onto your picture frame. That's sort of cool. And I never used it that much, but this summer, as you all know from my previous videos, we had my daughter, her husband, and our 4-year-old here for 7 months. So they put it on their phones, and as they went around and took the little guy out to the park, and they'd take pictures of him and so on and so forth, the pictures would automatically be downloaded onto the picture frame. Well, what a lot of fun we have. Out of all, you know me, out of all the electronic gadgets I've had, we got the most mileage out of this electronic picture frame. He would sit there and squeal and, "Mama, look at this, Mama, look at this," all day long at these pictures. Now, we had the picture frame in our front room, or sorry, in our kitchen, and we spent a lot of time in the kitchen because there's a lot of people here, a lot of meal prep going on. So he was usually always around, and he just was infatuated with this. And of course, all the pictures on the picture frame were of him. So it was a lot of fun. So this worked pretty cool. Remember the app on the phone, take a picture, goes up to the cloud, then from the cloud it comes back down onto your picture frame. So that was pretty cool, and I want you to think about this. There's a software that we use that actually does this as well, and I want you to think about what the name of that software is, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, okay? So one thing you can remember is that you can use your television as a picture frame. And in our kitchen, you'll see pictures of how we have the television positioned. Of course, this is my favorite TCL 43-inch television that I have in our kitchen. I use it all the time because I like to cook and I like to watch shows while I'm doing cooking. But we had this, and this got used a lot this summer. But you can use your television as a picture frame. Now, Dewey Kloos and I always talk about smart TVs, but there's sort of, we call them a dumb smart TV and a truly smart TV. And what Dewey and I sort of say are dumb smart TVs are the TVs that you get and you purchase and you can connect them to the internet, but it uses the proprietary software on the TV. So for example, for Samsung, it would use the Samsung browser. You'd have to, if you wanted to put any apps on the TV, you'd have to go to the Samsung site. It would download the Samsung apps onto your TV. So that, we call that sort of a not so smart TV, and it didn't go to university that long. But we also have the real smart TVs, and these are the ones that have devices connected to them, like the Roku box, like the Fire Stick, or like the new Amazon or the new Google Chromecast, which uses Google TV. All these devices come pre-installed with a lot of really good software, and they are a lot of apps that will allow you to use your TV as a digital picture frame. So that's something you should think about. And they all usually will link into Google Photos. Oops, darn it, that was the thing I was going to quiz you on. If you think about the 𝐓𝐼𝐼 system, what really that is Google Photos. It's the same thing as Google Photos, except Google Photos is bigger, it's on all Android devices, and it's available worldwide, free of charge, with all the features of being able to integrate that I just discussed through Google Photos. So really all you have to do is link your Google Photos account into your TV, which is easy to do, and now you have a digital picture frame with your television, right? So is this really going to make digital picture frames redundant? Well, I don't know. We watched a lot of TV, and while we were watching TV, the little guy was over squealing and looking at the picture frame. So I don't know if I really want to have my TV on all the time as a picture frame like we do with the 𝐓𝐼𝐼. We just leave it on the counter and it goes all day. So I'm not sure. You have to make a decision on that. So there are 3 devices I'd like to talk about that will be important in our lives as we move into the post-COVID era. Now, I talked about one of those last week, and that is the Amazon Echo. I want you to focus a bit now on the Amazon Echo 10-inch. We're going to talk a little bit about this device. The second will be the Facebook Portal. The Facebook Portal is a 10-inch device. Again, looks about the same, and we'll talk a bit about what it does. And the third one is the Google Home Nest product, which we showed you last week. Again, it's a 10-inch device, and we'll be looking at these now and comparing the 3 and what do they do. But all of these 3 could function as also a digital picture frame. So let's look at these devices now and see how they manage this. All right, let's look at the Amazon Echo Show. The first thing you need to understand about your Amazon account is if you have Amazon Prime, you have unlimited photograph backup to the cloud. Amazon has a cloud backup for your pictures. All you need to do is download the Amazon app onto your phone. You can set that up to back up your pictures, and you can use this in addition to Google Photos as a secondary backup. Amazon backs up all your pictures unaltered and for free if you have Amazon Prime. This is going to be more important now as we move forward with the recent announcement that Google, of course, is going to be charging for cloud storage. So you can look at this how you might want to use this. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about Amazon Photos now. Let's talk about the Echo Show, the 10-inch we discussed. Well, it's very easy to integrate, of course, Amazon Photos into the Echo Show. So all your pictures on Amazon Photos will easily work as a continuous picture frame on your Amazon Show. Google Photos doesn't integrate in with the Amazon product. It would be very easy to download your pictures or the ones you want to be on your Amazon Echo Show into the Amazon folders on your computer and have them uploaded into your Amazon account. This would be a very easy thing to do, but Google Photos doesn't integrate directly into the Echo Show. But in my case, since I use I have Amazon Prime and I do all my pictures are backed up there as an alternate site, then I have all my pictures coming through on my Echo Show and can easily use it as a picture frame.
You can use your Echo Show like a digital picture frame. Just pick some of your favorite photos from Amazon Photos. To display your photos, say something like, "Alexa, show my vacation photos."
Here's your album, Vacation.
That's an awesome slideshow you have there.
Hey, I like to tropic like it's hot.
Wow. You can also pick a killer photo and set it as the background.
Ooh, Alexa, set this photo as my background.
Okay, setting to home background.
And that is a nice shirt.
Hey, thanks. I was really hoping you were going to say that. I got one for you too.
Well, great. I'm so excited to put it on.
All right, the second device we're going to talk about is the Facebook portal. So how would you display your pictures on your Facebook portal? Well, the Facebook portal doesn't actually link into your Amazon photos or your Google Photos. What you actually have to do is download your pictures onto your PC or your device that you're going to use, and then you need to upload them into a folder on your Facebook account. This can be a private folder, it doesn't have to be public, but you need to then upload them into a Facebook folder in your Facebook account, and then they are available for viewing on your Facebook portal. They would be, of course, wirelessly transferred down onto your Facebook portal. So you could use your Facebook portal as a digital picture frame as well. A little more work, not quite as easy. Okay. Let's look at the third device, which is the Google Home Nest. All right, let's look at the Google Nest Hub. It's Google, so Google Photos has got to work great, and it does. It seamlessly integrates, and out of all the three devices we've just talked about, this is the easiest one to get your pictures onto because it integrates perfectly with Google Photos, which you would expect because, of course, it's Google. I'm not going to go into all the features of Google Photos, but of course you can have shared albums, and you can have people uploading your pictures, friends of yours uploading pictures into shared albums. Again, all this would go down onto your display, so this works really very well, and actually is more closely related and looks about the same as, remember, NixPlay, which is the original digital picture assistant we talked about. If you were going to use Amazon Photos, what you would do is you would download your Amazon photos that you wanted on your picture frame, upload them to Google Photos, and then it would display onto the Google's display. So this is, we've compared the three objects now, and will they really replace the digital picture frame? Well, let's look at what you're getting with these three devices. You're not just getting a picture frame, you're actually getting a computer. You're getting a computer, but you're also getting a very good sound audio system and a communication tool. All these three devices will be integrated with Zoom this year. In fact, the portal is integrated with Zoom now. Chris and Jim Gould from Geeks on Tour were showing me last night. We were playing around with it, and indeed you can make a Zoom call with your Facebook portal. The interesting thing is that the new technology is that the cameras are now going to follow you around the room, and as people change, as you're talking, as people talk, the camera will zoom in onto their faces and as people move around the room. So you're getting not just a digital picture frame, you're getting a bunch of other things. So is this a value to you? Is this something that you think that this would replace the digital picture frame? Or would you want to use your television like we've discussed? I guess there's lots of things to be thinking about. Well, in closing, let's look at the prices of these devices. In the slide you see in front of you, these are the prices at Best Buy in the United States on November 14th, 2020. You have the Echo Show 10 for $249. You have the Nest Hub, the Google Nest Hub, a little bit cheaper at $229. You have the Facebook Portal at, it's the cheapest at $179. These three devices have similar screens. Some have options where you can have a higher resolution screen, but I tried to keep the devices the same size and the same resolution so you could compare. The Nixplay Smart photo frame is $179. Now, if you look at the bottom, you also have to consider whether you want to use a HD TV, such as TCL, which comes with a built-in Roku. You see, you can get TVs that are very small, while 32-inch. I did buy one last year in Mesa, and I think it was about a 24-inch TV. And again, it was easy to hook up. I put it on the wall and used it as a picture frame, and I think it was $89. It is harder to find smaller TVs now, but this is a TCL 32-inch HD TV, and it's on for $129. You could mount this on the wall and simply use it as a photo frame. There's built-in software that would allow you to link it to Google Photos, and it would just run as a continuous photo frame. So you could use your TV, and that actually probably is the cheapest solution.